This is the town of Balaklia in eastern Ukraine that has been under Russian occupation for the last 7 months, just retaken by the Ukraine armed forces, who raise the Ukraine flag and play the national anthem. The Ukrainian forces have been liberating one town after another in their counter-offensive march. They are often greeted by ecstatic residents. They are also capturing a huge amount of Russian weapons, shells, and scores of tanks. Residents say the Russians often fled in panic as the Ukrainians advanced. Some were not quite fast enough and were captured. Former Ukrainian Defense Minister Andrei Zakharov.
We have lots of recordings that they are dropping everything and just running. They take lots of stolen cars, like just a regular citizens' cars, and just drive in them to Russia. They have dropped lots of their equipment. They left like enormous amount of ammunition, which of course we're going to use.
Maria Mazzeseva represents Kharkiv in the Ukrainian parliament.
Russian soldiers were looting, raping, trying to get away with it. Now we can definitely say Russian army is number 2 in the world, not in terms of their preferences over someone else or their tactics or their weapons, but they're number 2 in running away in sprint from Ukrainian army, because they are trying to escape as much as they can.
At the beginning of the invasion, Russian troops pushed in around Kharkiv, but never succeeded in taking Ukraine's second largest city. Now, in a lightning maneuver, the Ukraine troops have pushed back, reportedly reclaiming 8,000 square kilometers of territory in a matter of days. The Russian Defense Ministry has tried to claim this was a pre-planned tactical withdrawal, that they were not pushed out.
You don't strategically leave the area and then leave all your stuff there. You don't leave tens of tanks and thousands of munition rounds and so on and so on, if this is a planned movement. So obviously it doesn't make sense.
A number of prominent pro-Putin voices in Russia aren't buying the pre-planned tactical withdrawal story either. Putin was criticized for opening a big new Ferris wheel in Moscow on Saturday as his troops were in retreat, suggesting he was living in denial. Even the Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov, a Putin acolyte, said he would have to tell Russian military and political leaders what was really happening. On his Russian TV propaganda show, Putin mouthpiece Vladimir Solovyov acknowledged things were going badly and said that Putin would have to hit Ukraine with much greater force.
I don't know what's the awareness of Mr. Solovyov or whoever else about the actual capabilities, but if he knows the truth, he would be quite disappointed. All intelligence is more or less on the same page about Russia right now. Military intelligence of closest partners like US, UK, Canada, and other countries who help us. They cannot strike back. They don't have any serious weapons, that something which they didn't use. Nuclear chances are extremely low, because that's not the time when you use them.
The Russians have struck back in anger by lobbing more rockets into residential areas of Kharkiv. Some Ukrainians compare them to the sort of occupiers who, if evicted from your building, shoot the puppy on the way out. While many fear what Putin is capable of if he is backed into a corner, if things are not going his way, some Ukrainians say they are not.
We stopped fearing him long time ago. We know that he wakes up, seems like at least these days, and goes to sleep thinking about how he's going to destroy Ukraine, but he fails. And he will be failing this in the future.
Advancing Ukrainian troops today reached towns on the Russian border and were ripping down billboards that claimed the occupied land was now part of Russia. President Zelensky paid a surprise visit to the liberated city of Izium and spoke about the emotion of looking to the blue sky and again seeing the Ukrainian flag there.
I was in tears. As President Zelensky said recently, from the 24th of February, we have all become of one profession, which is Ukrainian, and with one mission: to survive. I want to say that the people in Kharkiv are, in the Kharkiv region as well, are one of the bravest. In terms of those who serve in the military, in terms of every firefighter, every doctor, every teacher, every volunteer, every business person. It's just I'm crying on a daily basis just because I'm happy to be the part of it.
Some residents from the occupied areas say it was clear many young Russian troops did not want to be there, which could explain why they have been running away so quickly. Still, many here are waiting in dread for the Russian Empire to strike back. Terence McKenna, CBC News, Toronto.